While searching through r/unresolved mysteries, I came across this post by user usnowgoat1660. Here he talks about the incidents, but we'll get back to that soon. Here is Snowgoat's personal experiences near the Mahned Bridge, a large, now decayed bridge located in Perry County, Mississippi, built in 1903. We used to go down there as kids and shoot bottles, fish, and swim. It was a beautiful and still yet creepy place. I would have recurring nightmares about it as a child before any of the murders and the disappearance took place. I was terrified to ride across the bridge and its red metal trusses. It had a wooden roadbed, and in my dreams the wooden roadbed would fall like dominoes as we drove across. My dad and I visited the bridge not too long ago. It can barely be seen from the road, but it still stands in all of its creepy glory. The once lively and populated wood and steel bridge was the chosen spot for a murder, a kidnapping, and a disappearance. This is the story of the Mahned Bridge. Angela Freeman was born in 1976 and was described to be a Caucasian male with brown hair and blue eyes. At the time, Angela worked as a waitress at Crystal's, a local restaurant in the Perry County area. However, while I was looking into it, I couldn't find a restaurant with the same spelling used as in the ABC article, but I'm assuming this was a potential match on screen. On September 10th, 1993, at around 1 a.m., Angela, who was pregnant at the time, was speaking with her former boyfriend Stefan, and that was the last contact anyone has had with Angela since. Later that night, her silver 1984 Honda Accord hatchback was discovered abandoned at the old Mahned Bridge. This was found at around 6:40 a.m. The vehicle's windows were said to be rolled down. However, blood drops that were located on the ground and on the car nearby weren't noticed by the police until after the car was released to Angela's mother. Later DNA testing proved that the blood did in fact belong to Angela. Her purse and keys were missing from the scene, and all that were left were her white Keds slip-on sneakers. Foul play has been suspected in Angela's disappearance in light of the fact that she had made a card payment and a layaway purchase shortly before her disappearance and had brought groceries before, leaving only blood, her shoes, and a $200 check behind. Angela disappeared into the night, and no one has yet to hear from her. The case has now been set as a criminal kidnapping and a potential murder. We still have yet to hear from Angela, nearly 30 years later. Robbie Bond and William Hatcher were a young couple, Bond being 21 and Hatcher being 27 at the time of the incident. On May 14th, the young couple found themselves stargazing at the Mahned Bridge when they encountered Keith and William David Moody, the two Moodys acting to carry out a plan to engage in sexual relations with the female half of the couple, Robbie Bond. Kenneth approached the couple and proceeded to beat and stab Robbie's male companion, William Hatcher, until he was unable to resist. They then beat and threw Bond and her now deceased lover into the back of their truck before taking the two back to their trailer. Once they arrived, they disposed of Hatcher's body in a pit dug behind their trailer. Once this was dealt with, they accomplished their original purpose that night, leaving Bond bruised and beaten. They then traveled back to the bridge to destroy any evidence of what had occurred there. Once it was done though, they traveled back to the trailer where they attempted to drown Bond by pushing a running water hose down her throat. This was unsuccessful, causing Kenneth to retaliate by beating Bond over the head with an object before dumping her body in the same pit as her lover. She then passes away next to him from her injuries. Kenneth and William were later convicted. The Harrison County jury could not unanimously decide on the death penalty, so Kenneth Moody and Will spend the rest of their life behind bars with no possibility of parole. As I was scouring over the Bridge Hunter website, I came across a strange commenter. Self-proclaimed private investigator John Overstreet has had some very interesting comments. Most of them can be a bit confusing to read as the wording doesn't make very much sense, as Moose Knuckle 45 points out. Look at all the comments by John Overstreet. He claims that he's a private investigator and goes on a rant about sex with a 17-year-old being statutory rape. A quick Google search shows that the age of consent in Mississippi is 16. I would think a licensed PI would know the law. He also mentions 2 people that are not in the article, and makes an accusation that a deputy found her car at 2 a.m. and insinuates a conspiracy. He also yells a lot. At first I thought it was several people posting, but now I realize that all the posts were from one person, one possibly crazy person. Here are just a couple of examples of John Overstreet's rambling. Whether or not John Overstreet is a real individual or just a troll, I'm unsure. I've reached out to him for comment, but considering it's been nearly 8 years since he last posted these, I'm not sure I'll get a response. In conclusion, the Mahned Bridge has quite the history, one that will not be forgotten for years to come. I hope soon we can come to a resolution following the disappearance of Angela Freeman. Until then, it'll be a mystery. The mystery of the Mahned Bridge.